Hello everyone and welcome to Natal in the north of Brazil. I'm in the state of Rio Grande do Norte, which is in the northeast of Brazil. So I've been here for about 4 days now. It's a really beautiful city on the coast, amazing beaches, amazing coastline, very friendly people. And actually today I'm doing a city tour. So I've kind of got up early. So I'm really excited to be in Natal. It's an amazing place. And it's very hot. It's like 30 degrees or something. It's super hot. So I'm now in the center of the old town in Natal. There's some really interesting historic buildings and architecture here. I'm standing in front of the Igreja de Nossa Senhora da Apresentação. So this is actually the saint of the town, the Nossa Senhora, so Our Lady. So it's a really interesting church. It's very old. The oldest part of this church dates back to 1599. So geographically speaking, it's actually the closest city or the closest area to Portugal, which means that the colonization that took place here started really early. So that's why there are some buildings here that are really, really old. So some of the buildings are about 400 years old here. So you can see some of the really early stages of Portuguese colonization in Rio Grande do Norte. So this is the main cathedral in Natal. And they're just getting ready for Mass at the moment. So this is the exterior or the facade of the cathedral. So this is the central cathedral in Natal, and Brazil is a very Catholic country, and I get the impression in the north it's even more Catholic, so it's a really important part of their culture. And this cathedral was built in 1991, so it's a relatively modern building.
Então ficou conhecido como Palácio Felipe Camarão, o bolo de noiva. Felipe Camarão, gente, foi filho de índio com português, tá? De português com Índia. O cara era um revolucionário pernambucano.
So I'm now in the Centro do Turismo de Natal, or the tourist center of Natal. So this is a really lovely old building, and they've got shops, artisan shops, cafes, and an art gallery. So this is a really interesting place to come to that shows some of the culture of Rio Grande do Norte. So this is the exterior of the tourism center in Natal. And it was built in the 19th century. I just spoke to the tour guide and he told me that it was originally built as a prison, and then it was an orphanage, and then it was a private residence. And in the Second World War, it was actually a base for American troops. So Brazil actually entered into the Second World War relatively late on and signed a contract with the Americans to have a naval base here. So there were lots of American soldiers and sailors that came to train here and to participate in exercises here. So it's a very historic building, and now it's the tourism center for the city. So I'm now going to check out the art gallery to see if they've got some interesting artworks, maybe from some local artists. So all of these pieces are actually for sale as well. So this is also a shop where you can buy pieces from Natal. From here you can actually get a really good view of the city. You can see the beach, the main bridge that connects the two parts of the city, and the entrance to the river, or the river mouth. I'm now in the Space Center in Natal. This is a really interesting place to come and visit. This is where they do a lot of research for rockets that they put into space, and they do this in collaboration with the French government. So they've got centers here in the state of Maranhão and also in French Guiana. Yesterday I was actually lucky enough to go to a talk at the University of Rio Grande do Norte when somebody came to give a speech from NASA, and he explained a lot about how they work with the museum here in the Space Center. So this is a really interesting place to come to if you're interested in space travel and research. So when I went to this lecture yesterday, there was a guy from NASA called George Gabriel, whose nickname is Gabe. and he gave 3 really interesting pieces of advice about life in general and about how to be sort of successful and if you want to become an astronaut and things like that. So the first piece of advice that he gave was do your best or try your best. The second piece of advice he gave was have fun and enjoy what you do. And the third piece of advice he gave was to be yourself. So I found that really interesting. It's like a kind of motivational style speech to give people motivation to do what they want in life. So that was really good. So that ties in quite interestingly with the NASA talk to coming to this museum. So out here they have the models of the rockets that they launch into space for the research. So they put these rockets into space to find out more about the atmosphere and about the climate and the humidity and things like that. So we've now stopped for lunch on our city tour. We're in this restaurant called Baja Mares at the Playa de Cotavelo, which translates as Elbow Beach in English. So the tour's been really interesting so far. I didn't make the same mistake as I made in Montevideo. I got up early and started the tour early, which is great. So I've had a bit more time to enjoy the city and get to know the city this time. So that's been really cool. So my lunch has arrived. This is a crab cooked in coconut butter. Looks pretty good, but this is just a starter. So my main course has arrived. This is a prawn salad. Salada de camarão. So prawns and seafood is really popular here on the northeast coast. The crab was really nice, but I had to get the waitress to explain to me how to eat it. It was so complicated to actually get the meat out of the shell. Lunch was very nice. So this is the last stop on my city tour of Natal. We're actually in an area called Pirangi right now, and we've come to visit the biggest cashew tree in the world. And it is truly massive. So it's over 120 years old. Yeah, it's one of the main attractions to come and see here in Natal, and it's a really amazing specimen. It's absolutely huge. It spreads over a really large area. Yeah, it's one of these natural wonders. It's absolutely amazing how big it is. The expansion of the tree itself is 9,000 meters squared, so it's absolutely enormous. And it's still growing, so every year it gets bigger and takes up more space. So the Guinness Book of Records came here in 1994 to certify that it is the biggest cashew tree in the world. So it's a really fantastic place, and it's also very cool because of all the foliage. There's lots of shade here, so it's been a really hot day. It's super hot, and here is nice and cool because of all the shade created from the tree and from the foliage and the leaves. So it's a really nice place to come and visit. So considering it's such a massive tree, the trunk itself is relatively modest. It's not that big, but this is the base of the tree and this is where it all starts. Olá!
Olá!
Tudo bem?
Beleza! Doutor Castanha, seja bem-vindo!
Muito obrigado! Now you can see the extent of the cashew tree here in Pirangi. Is absolutely massive, and it's growing all the time. So these are my new friends from Paraguay. This is Natalia and Nidia. They're really nice people from Asunción.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Natalia soy. Saludos para todos ustedes. Londres, Inglaterra.
Hola, soy Nidia. Estoy muy contenta con el nuevo amigo William y saludo para todos los londinenses. Adiós.
I think doing the tours is always a good way of checking out the city, especially if you don't know it that well. It's quite a succinct way of getting to know different parts and different attractions. And I think I was really lucky today because I met some great people and I had a really nice guide who made all the places that we visited seem really interesting. So that was great. I'm probably going to head to the beach now. It's about sort of 4:30. The funny thing about Natal is because it's so far north, it's so close to the equator, it actually gets dark relatively early. So by 6 o'clock, it's kind of completely dark. So yeah, I'll probably head to the beach, and I'm hopefully going to meet some of my friends who live here. So it'd be interesting to talk to them and have a chat about what it's like to actually live in Natal. Hello everyone, and welcome to Ponta Negra beach. So this is the south area of Natal. This is probably the most famous beach in the whole city. This is like Copacabana of Natal. It's the most famous beach, and it's where a lot of the tourists come to hang out. But also a lot of the people from Natal come here to enjoy the beach and the sea. And also there are loads of restaurants, bars, pubs along this beach. It's a really nice area with a really great atmosphere. So it's about 5 o'clock now, so it's relatively quiet. In the day it's really busy with tourists, but because it's a bit later in the afternoon, it's calmed down a bit. So this is my friend Francoaldo. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a professor at the University of Rio Grande do Norte here in Natal. Super intelligent guy. He knows loads about this city and about Brazil. He's a geography professor. Hi Francoaldo.
Hi, my friend Will. Very nice. I like my friend. We are in Ponta Negra, Natal. It's very good beach, very good city. I love my place. I love my city, and I love my neighborhood because here's Ponta Negra, and I am professor in tourism and geography. I would like to invite you to know Natal. Very nice place, very nice city.
It's a really nice place, really lovely people, really great beaches, really nice weather. It's a great place to come and visit.
Yes. The hospitality here is very interesting because it's very attraction
attractive
of tourism. Very important. Very nice foods here. Very nice beach outside Natal. We have Genipabu, we have Pirangi, we have Búzios, we have Pipa, very nice place, Pipa. Beach of Love in Pipa, it's very nice.
Right, we're gonna go for a quick swim. So the sea here in Natal is really warm. So if you're used to the sea in England, like Margate or Deal, it's super cold. Here it's really warm pretty much the whole year. So yeah, in the UK it takes like half an hour to get into the sea, whereas here you can just go straight in, and the waves are really gentle. There's not too much of a current, so it's a great place to swim here at Ponta Negra beach.
My friend Will, now, wow, very interesting, water warm, very good. Paradise here. I love my city. Five PM o'clock now.
Wow! The sea's really warm. It's really nice.
The wave, very, very good. Wow!
So right behind me, that hill you can see is called the Morro de Careca. It's a natural dune with vegetation, and it's like a landmark in this area of Ponta Negra. So it's got that natural runway, that strip that goes down the middle, which is from the wind that brings the sand over from the other side of the hill. And it's a really famous postcard picture of this area. So around this area in Rio Grande do Norte there's loads of dunes, there's loads of sand, and this is the landmark dune in Natal. So we're actually right in the south of the city. Ponta Negra is not the centre, it's right in the south. But yeah, there's loads of vegetation, and this is kind of the end of Ponta Negra beach. Yeah, the beaches here are amazing. The sea's really warm, so if you enjoy going to the beach and swimming in the sea, this is a great place to come to. So I highly recommend Natal. It's such a beautiful city. So I'm gonna go hang out with my friends and have some dinner now in this area. I've had such a fun day today going on the city tour. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good experience. I especially enjoyed the enormous cashew nut tree, which was really different and really unusual. But yeah, the people here are lovely, and it's a great place if you like hanging out at the beach and spending time in the sea and swimming and things like that. One place I didn't get to, unfortunately, was the dunes at Genipabau, which all of the people here from Natal have recommended to go and visit because it's a really interesting natural beauty they have here. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.